Hello Game Boys and Game Girls, I'm the Game Boy Guru and welcome to another Pickups and Arrivals video. And I want to start today with some very cool news because I want to introduce you all to some merchandise. And not just merchandise that I have here on the table before me, although there is an element of that, but I want to share about some merchandise that you can buy from me. And that is my new t-shirt design and other merch. That is this Boss Pro Shmups logo. This was done by artist A. Creighton, and huge shout out and thank you to him for helping me realize the concept, which of course is a parody of the Bass Pro Shops logo, but with the Golden Ogre boss from the first stage of Darius Gaiden in place of the regular fish that's here on the logo, and making this idea that I've had in my head for a long time come true. I will have a link in the description so you can check it out, and you can pick up a shirt like this one or many other things. We've got hats. There's this cool baseball cap with the logo on it that you can see there. I opted for the gray just because I thought it fit really well. And there's also the bucket hat, which is not something that I would normally wear, but because of the fishing theme and how that ties in, I thought this is perfect. And so it's actually something that I will probably enjoy sporting, even though I look like a total dork. I mean, does anybody look good wearing a fishing hat, right? So this will be fun in the heat of the summer when I can walk around and not get sunburned, and also sport this cool new design. So again, I will have a link in the description to the RedBubble shop where you can buy that, as well as stickers and other merch. And of course, the original designs that I've had are already still there. The Shoot the Corecast logo and the Shoot the Corecast Gaiden logo. So please go check those out. I want to make sure that it gets out there, and we've already sold some. Very pleased with the results so far, and I'm really happy about the design and how nice it turned out. And so definitely go check that out. So now that I've got that out of the way, let's get into the games and things that I picked up over the course of the last 2 months. So this will be May and June of 2023. And I got to start right away with the big one, and that is The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. You have not seen me streaming this yet because I wanted to do the initial playthrough of the game myself, and I wanted to spend a bunch of time with it and come up with ideas and all of this stuff on my own, and I have done that, and so I will be posting a video hopefully soon with some thoughts on the game and kind of just a loose discussion about my impressions after this initial run through the game. But once I have that recorded, edited, and uploaded to my channel, then I will be following up with streams. Those will be on Twitch, but of course then those will get exported to my YouTube channel over time. But yeah, the short version is, this is my new favorite video game. But I will expand upon that much more in a later video. Now, I showed off in the last video the Tears of the Kingdom themed Switch OLED that I bought, but of course I had to complete the set, so I got the Tears of the Kingdom Pro Controller. This box is empty because I've already been playing with that connected to the TV, but much like the original Pro Controller, it is a very nice pad, feels great in the hands, and is very comfortable to use. And I ended up buying this carry case as well. I have a Breath of the Wild Link blue carry case for my original model Switch. And so I thought, why not get a Tears of the Kingdom carry case for the new one, so that it matches as much as I can. So here we go. We'll oh, check this out. Huh. Interesting. Oh, this comes with little protectors, probably for screen and the back of the system. Interesting. And then of course you have the case itself, which is this nice design. Let's see if I can finagle this styrofoam piece off here. Maybe. There we go. You got the dual zipper action going on. Has this nice Triforce design on there. It's kind of hard to see in the camera there. And then the Zonai designs that you see in the shrines in the game. And then of course the pattern that you see at any of the Zonai terminals that you can activate within the game. And much like the other case, it's just a basic fold out. You've got room for the switch here, and then there's 5 little pockets here for games, and I'm assuming in here I can put in this little pouch I can put the what do you call it, the not the rails, but the thing that you put on the rails on the Joy-Con, so that you can then make each Joy-Con into its own controller for when you're doing 2-player. So that's pretty slick. It's surprisingly not bulky. The other one is bigger and deeper. So this one doesn't appear to provide quite as much protection, but certainly something is better than nothing. So I went with that. So that is the Tears of the Kingdom stuff that I have. More to come on Tears of the Kingdom in future videos. So let's dive into a few things I've got in the mail. I got an order finally in from VGNY Soft on a couple of things I had pre-ordered. I actually got more in the box than what I'm going to show off, but a couple of things I bought when I pre-ordered this stuff. I got a good deal on it, so I bought a couple things to make sure that my podcast co-host wasn't going to miss out. And so one of the things I got was Demoniaca Everlasting Night, which is it is a Metroidvania style game, but based on the theming, it still kind of has that gothic horror sort of vibe that a lot of the Castlevania games have. And so of course they always come with these cards that has art and screenshots and things like that on it. It has the nice sticker that is themed around the game, and it even has this little pin, this interesting thing. Thank you for supporting physical games, indie developers, game preservation, the VGNY Soft team. So that's a nice little deal there. But yeah, I like Metroidvania games, and so I definitely had to think about this one, and ultimately I decided to grab it. See if I can get all this plastic off of here without too much fuss. And on the floor it goes to be picked up later. And there's the inside. Thankfully the game does come with a manual, which is always nice. The certificate of authenticity as well. And then you can see here's the game card and the inside art there. This does look to have pretty nice pixel art in the game. which is always welcome. And so, yeah, always up for another Castlevania, Metroidvania style game. And generally speaking, with the sort of art style and theme that this has, it's one that I'm going to enjoy very likely. So that is Demoniaca Everlasting Night. I also grabbed this, which is another shmup. This is Stellar Interface. And of course, here's the art card that came with it. And again, the themed sticker, which is a fun extra that they like to include with their releases. So once again, we've got, here's your inside, not reversible art, but always nice to have inlay art instead of just a white deal. Oh, I didn't show that off for Breath of the Wild, but, or Tears of the Kingdom rather, but it's got this nice Zonai art design. But yeah, you've got your certificate of authenticity for Stellar Interface, the theme sticker as I showed, and then the manual, which once again, nice glossy full color. They always have pretty solid stuff when they do these. There's quite a lot of ships in this game, so it looks like there'll be a fair amount to explore. It's not R-Type Final, of course, but very little is. Yeah, lots of stuff going on in this one, so I'll have to read up and give that a whirl. All right. I also got a couple of things from Red Art Games. And so we got Space Elite Force 2-in-1, which it says brings 2 games from the series SEF that are inspired by the classic arcade games. Both are fast, addictive, and retro shoot-'em-up. So it's sort of 2 shmups in one package, which is not unprecedented. And these are from Cubite Studio. So there you got, there's the front of the game, there's the back. Red Art doesn't really do manuals, but there you've got the disc. And been looking forward to this one. This is Z-Warp. This is from developer Arabong, or Panda Indie Studio, same developer who did Project Starship X. So very much into that style. There you got the front. There's the back. And again, no real manuals with the Red Art stuff, but there's the disc. I've enjoyed pretty much everything I've played from this developer. And the last game I found to be fairly addicting, so definitely looking forward to putting some time into this. Here's one that I backed on Kickstarter. And that is a new NES game known as Guntner. And I love the fact that the Kickstarter shipped with this plastic protector over the box. And the thing that hooked me about this is not only is it a new shmup for the NES, but it also does a unique thing where it goes from right to left instead of left to right. And the levels, I believe, are procedurally generated at some level, so each run is going to be a little bit different. This is a little bit of a trick to get this tab out. Bear with me a moment. Wow. Yeah, this is harder than I realized. Okay. There we go. Okay. So let's pull the box out and then you can actually see better what we're working with here. So yeah, there's the box, the front of the box there. And then you can see on the back there a little bit. The graphics and the look of the game isn't amazing, but it sort of is a nice throwback to that classic look and feel. Does have a styrofoam block in the bottom, which is always fun. Appreciate that nod to the old stuff here. So this cartridge is designed and tested to work in multiple regions on original consoles. The power LED blinking indicates the region needs to be set. While blinking, press the reset button 4 to 8 times to set the region. Huh. So that means that this will probably work in both NTSC and PAL consoles. And so that that allows it to do both. So there you have it. There's the cartridge. Nice translucent blue, glossy label with a shiny sort of foil look on some spots. The board is really nice, and it is beveled, which is good. That means that hopefully it will be less of an issue in an original console. And if you look closely here on the back, you can see the logo Guntner right on the back of the circuit board, which is pretty awesome. Robot populated PCB. I love it. This is good stuff. So there's the cartridge. This also came with some stickers. And you've got your cover art sticker. You've got the Low Blast logo. I think Low Blast is the outfit that the developer published this under. It was all done by one person, generally speaking. Langle Bookbinder, who is also now assisting with the NES conversion of the forthcoming game Orange Island, which I also backed on Kickstarter and I'm anxiously awaiting. But a couple of sticker sheets, always fun little extras there. And of course, the manual. Artisanal instruction manual, I like that. The Rudy is a heavy modified Class C Guntner 1147 short-range fighter adopted for interdimensional travel. Nice. So yeah, always fun to have these sorts of things. Oh, and I like the Low Blast NES pad there. That's a nice touch. So I love seeing stuff like this. These kinds of projects are great, and so I'm looking forward to putting a little bit of time into this and giving this a real try to see how well this works and get a good feel for it. But this is a quality product. I mean, the box feels nice. It doesn't have the same feel as a standard NES box. The print on it is a little bit different. It almost feels plasticky a little bit, which is okay because actually that means it might last a little bit longer than the cardboard boxes that you typically get with NES games. But that is Guntner for the NES. I'm not going to push that tab all the way in so that I can actually get it out of there next time without quite as much fuss. Let's look at another thing I got in the mail here fairly recently, and that is the NIS America print of Raiden 3 Cross Mikado, or Mikado Maniacs specifically. I always love how the sticker on there, for home device, as if there was any other choice. Although I suppose if there was a Switch version of this, it might say something about for handheld device or something along those lines. It's kind of silly, but that is what they do. So there's the front of the box with your Mikado mascot pair there on the front. Of course, you've got your Raiden craft there. There's the side and the logo there on the flap. The nice thing about this package is that it has the soundtrack with it. Which is here in this little guy. Now it has the original soundtrack on disc 2. It has this perfect soundtrack on disc 1, and then disc 2 has the oh, here we go. So disc 1 has master data, which I assume is just the original soundtrack. It has Type X, remixes, and then bonus tracks. And then disc 2 is several tracks that are part of the Mikado remix. So it has the Mikado Club mix, the Mikado HRHN mix, bonus mix, and Soshi Hosoi mix. Now I have the Raiden 3 original music in a compilation of Raiden arcade music already, so it'll be interesting to see how much crossover there is between the master data and the rest of that. But it sounds like there's a fair amount here that I don't already have, which will be great. And this does not have a pull tab, it looks like. So we'll go ahead and try to not damage the CD case. I've done that lately as I've opened a few CDs. I end up not poking in between the flap and the piece, and then I'll have a nice little line along the thing there. But yeah, there's the front of the disc, and then there's your track list there. We'll go ahead and reposition the discs so they look pretty for presentation. So you've got, there's your perfect soundtrack. And then there is your original soundtrack, which actually is the Mikado remix stuff. But yeah, very, very pleased with that. There's also this schematic sheet, which I assume is just a poster. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and try to unfold this without creating any issues. So we have the nice Raiden 3 Mikado Maniacs deal there, and then this supercharged schematics. So these are fun too. This sort of blueprint design, if you will, of the ship itself. So that's a fun addition. Probably won't hang this up. I'll probably leave it in the thing for now. Although, if I found the right frame, this would look pretty cool in the hallway. That's just out my door here. We have this Raiden 3 Mikado Maniacs command-based acrylic stand. So we'll go ahead and show this off. This is going to be similar to the acrylic stand deal that I have for one of the Darius Cosmic collection deals that I had sitting on the shelf over here that you can't see. So now, based on how this looks, I'm assuming I slot these in like so. Yeah. Like that. Boom. And then this can sit nicely somewhere. I'll set it on top of here so you can kind of see what that looks like. Yeah, that's pretty slick. I can kind of set that up somewhere and have a nice display piece. I like that. That's cool. And now, of course, that I do think I'm going to leave out because that's a nice piece. And now, of course, we have the game itself, which I like the fact that it's not just the game, but you can see on the front here it says Deluxe Edition, meaning you can't just repackage the vanilla release with the rest of the stuff and have it be the same. So I actually appreciate that from NIS America that they've done that. Oh, there's a card in there with a code for a digital soundtrack. I might redeem that. We'll see. This, oh, looks like it's just disc 1 from the 2 CD set. Interesting. So it doesn't actually include the Mikado remix component. It also includes this little fold-out. This little mini poster thing. That would be easy to find a sizable frame for. In fact, I might actually have one that would do well with this. I'll have to look into that. And then, of course, I'll just put this upside down, but the disc itself. So Raiden 3 Mikado Maniacs. I'm not the biggest Raiden 3 fan out there. I don't think it's the best in the series, but I didn't want to pass up the opportunity to get the game. It does still have a stellar soundtrack, and it is a good game. It's just, I don't think it's as good maybe as some of the others. But having this in an HD form that's not Steam, and also not being locked to the PlayStation 2 in terms of a home release is a good thing, console-wise. So, Raiden 3 Mikado Maniacs. Of course, the CD set is going into the office, my home office next door, so that I can lift that on the media server. The rest of this will go, I guess the game itself will probably go on the PS4 shelf over here, and I am quickly running out of space for extra boxes and special editions, so I'll have to figure out where I want to put this, but this is a nice display piece, so I'm definitely going to put this out somewhere. So that is Raiden 3 Cross Mikado Maniacs. Switching gears to a couple of things that I bought here last weekend, I guess it was, at the game store. I went into the game store that I like to go to, and I ended up buying more music CDs, more used music CDs than games, but I did find a couple of things. I heard some people talking when I went into the store about Super Bust-A-Move 2, and I couldn't remember what console it was, but anyway, they were talking about it, but they didn't end up walking out with the game, because I did, for the PlayStation 2. And so, after I heard them talking about it, I was browsing through the games, and I saw it just on the end cap of a group of games, and thought, huh, yeah, I don't see this one in the wild much, so I should probably grab it. While I was there, I also picked up Lego Dimensions for Wii U. I do still want to get a full Lego Dimensions set in the large box, but just to have the disc and get a little bit closer with the Wii U collection, I decided to do that. And another one that I don't really see in the wild much, and was probably a little bit more than I should spend for it, but I am still working on trying to complete my North American Game Boy set, so I went ahead and grabbed Battletoads Double Dragon. Again, a little bit more than I probably should have paid for it, particularly because this was owned by Nate or Nat Anderson, maybe, beforehand. But yeah, one that I just don't see in the wild. And aside from a little bit of I don't know, not damage, but discoloration on the cartridge, which I could probably clean up with some rubbing alcohol, and the marker on the back. Otherwise, the label is in pretty good shape, and so I decided, yeah, I probably better pick that up before I lose my chance. Let's move on to a couple of special editions here. I went ahead and purchased the special edition of Drainus for the Nintendo Switch. And this is a relatively new indie shoot-'em-up that came out here, what is it, a year and a half or so ago on PC, and then was released digitally on Switch. This is from developer Ladybug. The back is a little bit hard to see, but you kind of get the image of the ship there in the deal. And of course, this is just the slipcover, which is what Strictly Limited does with these now, so that they can have just a standard box for their releases. And that way they don't have to print two sets of them for branding. So yeah, this is full of stuff, so let's check it out. This is Nice Dreamus logo pin there. We have our soundtrack, of course, which I'm going to open. And if you see this soundtrack pop up on Discogs here sometime within the next couple of months, it's probably because I put it on there. And there's the disc itself. Again, that's going to go right into the home office for ripping on my home media server. We have this. This is kind of cool. It's like a sew-on patch, but it's Velcro, so you could almost stick it anywhere. So that's kind of a neat deal. Once again, you've got the this, which is kind of what you see on the cover here, but this looks like something that you would hang up. Let's open this up, because this has what looks like fishing line. Oh. Yeah, so looks like you hang this up somewhere. I'll have to find a suitable place for the Dreamus ship to hang up in my setup here. I could probably think of a couple places. In fact, right over in the entryway, I might be able to make that work. And you've got this very large double-sided poster. So there's in a vertical orientation, and then here is kind of your key art, which looks pretty good. Always nice to have these really slick looking posters. This is really nice. This you've got Dreamus material book on this side, and then Dreamus the manga on this side, which is pretty cool that they split this up so that you can. So they did the manga in the traditional way, where you open it from what we would consider in the West to be the back of the book, and then you read it that way. That's pretty cool. It's a nice way to sort of make really good use of the book. Yeah. Attention, please close the book and continue reading from the back to enjoy the manga in its original reading direction. Nice touch. But then, of course, the front of the book is this material section. So here you have character art, frog-like humanoid, Guinea, a humanoid soldier who has traveled back in time from the future in order to destroy the Carlal Empire and prevent a devastating galactic war. Yeah, so pretty cool stuff. And then, of course, nice detail on the ship that you control in the game. So I love material like this because it's just so, it shows sort of a love and care for these properties, and giving these little indie games an opportunity to get out there and be appreciated at a much greater level than perhaps they would be if they just languished on Steam or what have you. So I love seeing this kind of thing. So of course here's the game itself. And even though it has the materials book, It does have a manual. Nice little panels there inside with some dialogue. I won't let you get away with it. I've still got an ace up my sleeve. Fun stuff. And of course there's that frog-like humanoid that the manual mentioned, or that the materials book mentioned. And just your basics on the story, characters, controls, and upgrades, which that's one of the things that this game has going for it, is the very extensive list of upgrades and things that you can get within the game, and ways that you can outfit your ship. So a very I don't know, full list of things that you can do. So that is Dranus. Oh, I want to put the art card in here. We'll put the actual Switch box on the Switch shelf over here, and that'll go out and be readily available to play. And at the same time, in the same box, I got this bad boy, which is Cannon Dancer, aka Osman. This was an arcade game that up till now has never received a console release, and is kind of the spiritual successor to Strider. The developer, the designer who made Strider, did not iterate upon that at Capcom, and Strider ended up getting a fairly poorly received and, by all accounts, awful sequel in the Genesis. Strider Returns, I think it is. And then, of course, there was a Strider game, Strider 2 on the PlayStation, and there have been a couple of other games, but this is the one that the original developer, original designer behind Strider did as sort of his follow-up to Strider. Of course, there's your nice box. Looks like maybe they have a little junk on there in packaging. So we'll open this up here and see. Oh my, this is full of stuff. Very full. Oh, very cool. So this looks like a bandana. I'm not going to unpack this completely because I don't want to be unable to fold it back up later. Ah, we have another one of these stands, which is kind of cool. It looks like makes a little diorama with different characters from the game. We'll check that out here in a second. The soundtrack, of course. So we'll go ahead and crack this open like the others. And again, if you start to see these things show up on Discogs, it's probably me, because I've been trying to, as I buy these sets and then get photographs of this stuff, I'm trying to get these things on Discogs, because number one, it helps me make sure that I have a record of it, but then also get it out there so that people know that this stuff exists outside of the handful of collectors. Oh my, look at this. Oh, and then there's this little stand thing here, which... Huh. I'll have to figure out how that works. Oh, I see. You put the pieces in like this, and then... Huh. So I wonder if you peel off this one piece here. Maybe not. but it looks like you would insert here and do a better job than what I did. There's another one of these here, and then maybe put your diorama piece on there. Or, wow, there's just so much stuff in here. There's this Cannon Dancer coin thing, token. Wow. And then there's this this piece here. So I wonder if you would... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how that's all supposed to work. I'll have to check that out, but this is a really nice heavy metal frame. Very detailed. But I was always a fan of Strider. Of course, you have your arcade art card type of deal here, showing you how to play. You've got Osmond on one side and Cannon Dancer on the other. Osmond was, of course, the Western name of the game. Little sticker, that's kind of the same thing. You've got your Cannon Dancer and Osmond logo postcards that Strictly Limited likes to include. This really nice art book, hardbound. Oh yeah, cool stuff. Really nice setup. Oh, some nice sort of concept sketches of the main character. Wow, a lot of concept art in here. And then this is Slaver, which I think is the sort of final boss character, or the... Yeah, the character that is kind of pulling the strings, so to speak. Yeah, cool stuff. So that'll be fun to look through. Then you have another large poster. So you have this one that sort of combines Cannon Dancer Osmond, and then again Cannon Dancer Osmond. So all really, really nice stuff. And then of course you have the game itself. This will be fun to spend a bit of time with. Although the last stage in this game is quite difficult from what I understand. I've watched DJ Psycho M1 on Twitch. He's here on YouTube as well. He owns the actual arcade board. And watching him play the final stage, it's pretty brutal. This does have the reversible cover, which is kind of nice. I think I prefer this one, but it's nice to have options. And of course the manual, nice full color, or you know, color print at least, but it does have some sketch art in here. And I guess it's not so much a manual, although it does tell you about the controls, but this is a nice package. I'm gonna have to figure out this whole diorama thing and see what this is all about. Yeah, and then this piece as well. I'm not really sure what to do with this, but it looks like maybe these are magnetic posts. So like it would hold this on here. Yeah. Yep. Kind of. Almost. But I can tell that it's, you know, sticking to the deal. So yeah, I'll have to figure that out and see how that's all supposed to go together, and how to make that work. But that's pretty cool, Cannon Dancer. So of course the Switch box itself will go on the shelf so that it is accessible, and I'll put all the little goodies back in here for now, just so I can figure this part out later. I think I got most everything. I'll get this little bit here, and the CDs over here that I can go rip on the computer. So there you have it, Cannon Dancer, aka Osmond, and yeah, looking forward to that. And finally, through all of this insanity that I've got going on here, I also got something in from Limited Run, and that is Soul Cresta, excuse me, the new game from Hamster and Platinum Games, or new, I should say, not new anymore, but new in Western physical form. That is kind of a continuation of the Terra Cresta series of games. Uses the same idea about combining different ship parts and having different loadouts. Came with, of course, their two, I think this was one of the last ones that come with the games, the art cards. They're stopping the art cards because one of the things that's holding up shipments is these are taking longer to print, and so they're going to be doing that. I also got this card for a coupon for my next order, 5% off my next order, because it took so long to get this thing done. And another discount card, or discount code. So I've got 2 discount codes from Limited Run. So first we'll dive into just the basic, the PS4. I bought the special edition on Switch and the basic one on PS4 because I'm a dork and I like to own both if I can. When I do the podcast for these shmups, it's always nice to be able to play and compare the 2 versions, particularly because of the performance concerns that some folks have with Switch, and of course the input delay issues that people talk about. But I tend to buy the special edition Switch releases when I can, because if I ever was in a position financially where I had to liquidate my collection, the Switch special editions would most likely be worth more money. Because everybody loves the Switch. So yeah, nice little manual here, the characters in the game. Oh, nice little explanation of the HUD and the different elements. Tips, always nice. So there's your basic PS4 release. Again, that'll be great to have accessible. And then we'll break into the Switch Special Edition here. So there you have your nice box. This is a really nice package overall. But then that's fairly typical for Limited Run. They tend to always have really nice packages and nice presentation overall. Alright, so this little box is kind of heavy. What is in here? Oh, check that out. That's pretty slick. This is a nice, probably pewter, I would assume, representation of your craft. That's a nice heavy-duty, weighty piece. That'll be a fun piece to display. So that's pretty cool. I have to figure out where to put that. I'm starting to run out of space in my game room and beginning to contemplate the possibility of expanding into the home office and moving some stuff around. Possibly even eliminating my desk from the home office because I don't use it that much, and relocating the media server into another area. This is a fun little item. This is a little arcade cabinet unit here. Does not turn on yet, probably because it's not charged, but there's a little USB-C cable in here, and it's this little Sol Cresta arcade cabinet. I don't think it does anything. There's one button on here that you can press, but the other sticks and the other button don't do anything. So I would imagine it's probably just a display piece, but one that that has some video or some audio, because there is a little speaker on the back here. But this will be a fun little piece to sort of put out. So I'll have to charge that up and see. It came with the cable. We have multiple pieces here. Whoops. Hello. I'm dropping stuff left and right. Here we have a little pull-out. Wow, with some even more little tchotchkes. So we've got this Sol Cresta coin piece. And then another one. Little tokens. This seems to be a thing with a lot of these deals anymore. We have this nice Sol Cresta logo pin. And then another diorama piece. Whoops. All right, so where is the, here it is. Wow. Oh, okay. So here you've got a little stand up with one of the characters. And then here's a stand up with another character. And a stand up with another character. So all these little stand-ups. This must be the new trend with these sets. And then finally, this last compartment here. I think I got everything. I'll go ahead and set that aside. Here we've got several of these art cards. So you've got this sort of key art with your characters. You've got this nice piece with the ship that's kind of part of the cover art. Here's a classic Terra Cresta type of piece. This is another one. I think this might have been That might have been Terra Force. And again, here's another classic Terra Cresta deal. Almost looks like the ship from Moon Cresta when it's fully assembled. There's your Sol Cresta logo card. And then of course you've got your little instruction card deals that come similar to what you would get with an arcade board. You've got your original soundtrack plus bonus tunes. So there's the front, and oh, I still have some plastic on here that I haven't peeled off. And an extensive list of tracks on the back because it is 2 discs. There's track listing for disc 1 and disc 1 itself. And then, or I guess that's track listing for both. And then disc 2 and some credits there. Once again, straight to the home office for ripping on the computer. And the Switch version game itself, Sol Cresta Dramatic Edition, because it does, I think the base digital release is just kind of your arcade style version of the game. And then if you pay extra for the DLC, you get the Dramatic Edition or the story content, the longer story mode. And so this comes with all of that in one place. Very simple inlay there, nothing too special. And of course the manual with your story, info about your characters, just like I showed in the PS4 version. So looks really nice and is a pretty slick setup. So the Switch game will go on the shelf over here to make it accessible. This this is kind of convoluted. I'm not sure how I'm going to work all of this, but we'll try and put some of this back together in some meaningful fashion. I'll probably leave these stand-ups out so that I can maybe try and use them. And this this display piece I think I'm going to probably leave out because I want to put that up somewhere. That's really cool. We'll pack up the box itself. And then I'm actually going to leave these cards out to remind me to, next time Limited Run has something I want to pre-order, I can use the discount card to get a couple of bucks off. Boy, this is all going to fit together very weird. But yeah, I'll put it together later. not going to worry about it now. So anyway, that is all of my stuff from May and June. What do you guys think? What stuff here would you be excited to play? Which of these items do you think had the coolest stuff in it, or would be the most exciting to you? Let me know in the comments what you think. And also, what cool stuff have you got lately? Maybe it's stuff I'd be interested in, so let me know, and we can discuss. Again, make sure you check out the merch. I'll have the link in the description to the RedBubble shop where you can buy hats, shirts, stickers, etc. with the new design, the new Boss Pro Shmups design, and the new and the existing logo designs for the podcast. And so please go check those out and let me know what you think. And if you buy a piece of merch, let me know so I can properly thank you. Again, thank you for sticking with me through the video. If you liked it, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing so that you can see more of my videos in your YouTube feed. And as always, thank you for watching, thanks for playing, and game on.